Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This week we're going to be moving into a new journal for the second half of the year. I also have a new light, a little bit of a new setup going on, so let me know what you think about it. So I did not really realize that I wouldn't have enough room in my first journal for the whole year, because the last time I did it for a whole year, I did have enough room. So you'll see that some of these things had like 2 pages to it, and I'm just going to condense it and move it forward. There's not a lot of pages, it's a pretty quick video. So the first page that I'm doing is I'm just transferring over the grid spacing journal so that it's easy to count the amount of boxes I need for layouts. And if you haven't seen this before, I'm first going to split the page in 2, horizontally and vertically. And I also like to put the number at the top of that. I don't know why. For aesthetics maybe? Not sure. I also did it with gel pen, which is a problem because you have to wait for it to dry, and I'm not going to wait for it to dry, so I might smudge stuff. It's fine. It's just for me. But I'm also going to split the page in, so that's halves, so I'm also going to split it in thirds and quarters. And I also numbered how many boxes there are going across and how many boxes there are going down, just to like make everything easier. I can refer back to it for the rest of the year. I also like to do it in different colors. So in halves I did blue, in quarters I did purple, and then in thirds I'm gonna do green. I think that's what I did in the first journal, so I just kept that tradition alive. I also don't think I said that I didn't just go half vertically and horizontally. I'm also doing the thirds and quarters horizontally and vertically as well. I mean, you're gonna see that, but you know, I just like to be clear. So next I'm just going to do a quick little kind of intro title page sort of thing. It just says 2021 Part 2 because it's the second half of the year. I started off with a Pigma Micron Pen. I don't know what that stands for. But then I decided that wasn't thick enough, so I moved on to the Pigma Micron 08 size. And I'm sort of just making them a little bit thicker, and I'm going to color them in. I also didn't say that the gel pens that I'm using are the Jelly Roll metallic ones. They're pretty, they're a little bit sparkly. And I'm also using a Tombow dual brush pen in color 623, which is like a light purple. And then after those, I'm going to use just a generic paint pen in a silver color that I bought at Craft Warehouse. So if you have Craft Warehouse next to you, they're pretty affordable. They're big, thick paint pens, and the box is like 16 for like $12.88, so pretty affordable. I would suggest too, because you'll see in the beginning there I kind of messed up when I was doing the little pink stars. When you're using paint pens, keep a rag nearby to clean off the tips, because sometimes they get a little weird. So now we're going to move on to the future log. I obviously did it for all 12 months, but we're just transferring 6 months over, so it's not going to be the cute Dutch door spread like I did in the first one. I'm just going to do a little 2-page spread. I'm also going to skip through a bunch of the numbering for you, because who wants to sit through that? I did the numbers with the 03 Pigma Micron because I like to do it with a really small tip, but when I went to do the lines I switched back to the 08 size. I just like to do the lines a little bit thicker. So on the future log, I counted to make sure that there were 31 boxes in each one of those columns, so that I had one for every day of the month. That way I can write any birthdays that are coming up, holidays, appointments, anything I need to remember before I actually make that monthly spread, because I only make them, you know, one at a time. I wanted to add a little color to the page, so I used that same Tombow dual brush pen. It came out really streaky, but that's fine. It's purple. Purple's my favorite color. Even when it's bad, it's good, like pizza. And then I'm just gonna fill in a couple of birthdays here, and then I also use the Sharpie paint pens again and the silver paint pen to add a little bit of detail to the top. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to pull out the same washi tapes that I used on the setup from the first half of the year, just to, you know, add a little more fun. I have so many washi tapes and I really don't use them nearly enough. So there's some cute moon ones and then some like ombre, sort of sparkly ones. My next layout, I'm going to be combining 4 pages from the first one, so that's going to be my second half of the year bills. They're the same bills. I just like to write when I paid them so that I remember that I paid them. And sometimes I like to add them all up at the end of the month too, just to see how much my monthly bills are. Sometimes it's a little scary. And then I'm also going to continue with a goal planner. I didn't really use the YouTube planner one that I made because I started just making monthly YouTube planner layouts, so I don't really need a yearly one. And then at the very bottom of the goal planner, there's also like a tiny little YouTube growth chart. So every month at the end of the month, I guess the first day of the next month, I write down how many subscribers that I have just to see how I'm growing. And then, you know, if I have a lot of growth in one month, I can look at those videos and see, you know, what's getting the most views, what do people want to see. So I'm trying. Tell your friends about me. And also suggest anything. Like, I'd really be interested in doing any trends that you see. If you are a frequenter of TikTok and you see like some art stuff trending on there that you think I can do, just tag me. That way I can see it, save it, and do it in a future YouTube video and or TikTok. Just for fun. The last time I did that canvas embroidery thing where I like painted random shapes and then I embroidered a woman's body onto it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I'm really interested in seeing what else people are doing so that I can test out my abilities. So I'm using the same gel pens that I used from the grid spacing on these layouts as well, just to continue the color through. My green one's getting all weird and messed up. At some point you'll see that I switched to a different green gel pen, but even that one writes kind of weird in that section where the months are. So I'm not sure what's wrong with that portion of the paper because it was messing up my pens. So for the goal planner, there's one small column that I write a goal, say like, you know, being more active, for example. And then ways to achieve, I like to write down like actionable ways I can achieve this goal. So how do I get more active? Well, I could join a gym, or maybe join a dance class, which I think would be super fun, or a sports team, like a local sports team, not anything big, just like, you know, regular people playing together. And I would write that down. So yeah, it's kind of just about taking your goal and breaking it down into small ways that make it feel better and more achievable and less daunting than you initially think that they are. The gel pen that I switched to is a Papermate Ink Joy gel pen in a 0.7. So that was the last one that I'm doing. I decided not to switch over my picture a month or my moon phases calendar because I don't need to. I'm just going to finish those in there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This is the end of the video. We're doing a flip through. Stay tuned because my July layout is coming soon and it is super cute. See you soon, friends. Bye!